Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands. Welcome to an SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track from an act named Ake tape titled RNRC, and if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on the screen. There is both RNRC as well as RNRC, the instrumental. We're going to be listening through the non-instrumental one today, and we're going to listen through it from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. We have lyrics as well, I think, so that's cool. That suspense for that first 3 seconds. It's just ferocious, isn't it?
All that vexation hang. Come on, you slags. I want to see those hands bang.
I can't really help it. It's got that groove to it, right? And the guitar and bass drums so tight.
Disgust by what you see, are you ready for me? Disgust by what you see, I'm everything you wanna be. Artificial pulse, no string to block. I'd rather repulse than be a rebound fuck. Rock and roll, cunts. Come on, you slags. I wanna see those heads bang. Bang, bang.
Fantastic use of the wah pedal with that guitar as well, that'll lead.
Rock and roll cunts. 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 Rock and roll cunts.
I mean, just the groove to it though.
Another cocksucker with a brush, consuming their crusty smokes. Wanna try, wanna get fucking rough. Another schmuck, armed with a bluff, rusty husk, and no damn guts. Still wanna cuss, just so you know, I'm one of them rock and roll cunts. Come on, you slags, I wanna see those heads bang, bang, bang.
And just the movement to halftime there. Just that movement to halftime there is so powerful. And before we continue, I want to give a shout out to that guitar tone and that slow section before the palm mutes. That is one of the heaviest guitar tones that I've heard in the entirety of my time doing these reviews. It just, wow, man.
Disgust by what they
Excellent. It's tremendous. They're a phenomenal band. I'm really impressed with what they're trying to accomplish here with RNRC Ache Tape, should I say? Because I've listened to previously another one of their tracks, and I had a phenomenal time with it. We're going to talk about this track though more in the conclusion. Because welcome to the analysis and conclusion section of my review of this track from an act named Ache Tape titled RNRC, or Rock and Roll Cunts. I know that's not a particularly polite word. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it here just because I'm posting this on YouTube, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say it too much. But either way, I think it's a great song. The story is basically about the rock and roll kind of vibe, the aesthetic of like the kind of toughness and like being repulsed. You'd rather be repulsed than like a rebound, you know, like that kind of... I grew up in that kind of like aesthetic with the rock and metal stuff back in the mid 2000s and stuff like that. It's a lot of it is exactly this, and I can kind of I'm trying to avoid bias, but I roll with that. I appreciate what they're talking about, and like the British rock and roll metal scene's pretty sort of ferocious, man. I dig it. Because these guys are an experimental industrial duo from London. And yeah, no, they nailed it. I can tell by the accent, to be fair. The singer is so charismatic. I like the kind of rough, gritty, vocal fry, the kind of no given kind of style that we have doing these there. We're incredibly clever with our phrasing there. We suit the tone of the rest of the instruments incredibly well. We're visceral, we're kind of raw, we're unfiltered, and it works well for the story that we're telling there. We had like kind of crowd chants in the background with certain parts with the R and R, like rock and roll, that kind of stuff there as well, which is cool. And we also had some kind of growly stuff maybe happening near the end there with a bit of distortion and filtering on that. Smashed it out of the park. Great sort of work on the mic there. The rest of the track at 4 minutes 44 is really intriguing, partially because we do not stick to a specific tempo for the entirety of the track. We not only go between several different speeds, we roll into them and back up and in and out, and it's one of those tracks where you really never know where it's going to go next. And I kind of enjoy the fact that it's unpredictable, primarily because of the fact that when it is predictable, you know, like you can appreciate the musicality behind instrument performance and the vocals and stuff, but it becomes maybe less of a sort of theatrical kind of like journey you're going on, primarily because you don't feel like you may be being sort of like tilted one way or another. This takes your head and moves it different ways. Not only is there such a fundamental sort of groove with the rhythm, guitar, bass, and drum parts, as well as you also just, again, you have these tempo shifts here. They do breakdowns really well. There's some fast sort of galloping, so then we have like a mid-tempo kind of groove there where we just have a great sense of pace there with those chugged parts. There were some breakdowns on the guitar with like really kind of filthy drop tune guitar chords, maybe like a 7 or 8 or something like string. The bass line in tow with that, they're heavy and sort of like visceral. There was also synths as well, like some fuzzy synths in the center of stereo field. They're relatively subtle, but just this kind of like harshness to the sound, which does suit this track well. Again, it's meant to be sort of feisty and fiery and kind of almost gross sounding, and I kind of appreciate the attention to detail there. They made it sound great at the same time, you know? I don't think it's in a way that's alienating either. Like, I mean, clearly it's pretty on the nose and kind of edgy sounding, but not in the way where it's kind of like frivolous or superfluous there. I think that I think this could be a good entry point to people who are interested in this type of music there. Just if you kind of get like sort of dosed in it or doused in it and then just kind of be okay with moving forward from there. Potentially, I'm not sure, but either way, sounded fantastic. Great arrangements of different sort of rhythm guitar riffs as well as bass and drums. A lead guitar with tremolo picking on top, kind of soaring with a bit of reverb there, a bit of filtering with the wah pedals and stuff there. Enough to keep it intriguing. We had different types of metal within this as well, like so even some punk rockish kind of elements there earlier on as well. And I appreciate the fact we're trying to show different angles of that rock and roll sort of lifestyle there, that kind of schlag lifestyle. Is dope. The overall track sounded like you were going through some sort of fever dream with someone kind of directing you through it. They're having this direct confrontation with the singer, like you're on stage with them and being taken through this big kind of narrative there, getting sort of stuck into their world a little bit there. It was unforgiving, it was merciless, but most importantly, it was interesting, and it sounded phenomenal. The studio recording, mixing, mastering, the production, with the understanding that a lot of this was kind of harsher textures, synthy parts, their power chords on the guitars, there was some tremolo picks, sort of mid to upper range stuff, with the vocals being the main focal point. You have a track here where the vocals, yeah, there's been some filtering and processing, maybe occasionally there, a bit of distortion added in parts there, but it's just, you get the raw kind of aggression of it through equally as well. well. There's a great tone to the guitar parts on the sides there. They're clear in the mix. It sounds commercial grade. The bass and drums are laid underneath really well. The drums are nicely panned in the stereo field. There is dynamic range to this. We are clearly able to play really well together as a band there. The adjustments of the automation and stuff like that, it seems like they were just such a tight band that they could do it naturally that well, which is incredible. You know, it shows proficiency on the kit and everything like that to be able to do it like that. And ultimately, it was nice and loud with that pumping, so the bus compression was handled. It's just a really fantastic song from Ache Tape. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it, and thank you for watching my review of this track, RNRC. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go check them out via their various social medias and their Spotify page. And stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as you help more than ever thought of crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.